I'll be as quick as I can. James Ritchie, 27 Matilda Drive, Bristol. Over the last few months, I've been researching and reviewing information dealing with Bristol Rising. While I agree with the concept, all the information, including the demographic, social-economic information, I cannot substantiate the claims made by many that this will improve Bristol. State and federal agencies have forecasted by 2030, Bristol will be dropping below 59,000 people. If anything, moving forward with this project at this time has the ability to create a new city that will look more like Detroit in bankruptcy in a decade from now. The for-sale housing inventory of Bristol is large, and the houses stay on the books far longer than other areas in the state. Just drive around Bristol a mile or two circle away from the downtown area. Houses are on sale for almost every street. We cannot find buyers for these houses. How are we going to find renters for the new projected little numbers? $850 to $1,700 a unit. The age group that this project is catering to will only pay taxes on their vehicles if they even have them. So how does this help Bristol, help the tax base? Introduction of commuter service between Bristol, New Britain, and Hartford will only draw low-income people from those cities to Bristol, not to provide commuters with viable options to travel to work. Boutique businesses and restaurants will not create the good-paying jobs that are needed. This is no longer providing $6 to $12 million or more. It's a waste. It is the taxes the citizens pay, not only in the city, but also the state and federal government that is going to be used to pay for this building. Bristol in its heyday was a strong manufacturing area, now a commuter city. In order to pull companies here that will help boost Bristol, we need to move towards zero debt, improve infrastructure, improve services, reduce crime, and lower the taxes placed on both residents and businesses. As we can see by the people here tonight, Bristol citizens also do not want this, and have been asking for months to create binding resolution to be voted on in the next election. The stonewalling that has been going on in the city council has to stop. The city council has done everything in their powers to make sure that it cannot be voted on during this election. My prediction, no matter what is said by the citizens here tonight, the town council will move forward on this project. With that kind of attitude, which has been displayed, we were elected to lead mentality instead of we were elected here to, we're here to serve the citizen, raises red flags, and I hate to say this. Is there a conflict of interest between the elected officials and who's coming forward to build the development?
Thank you, Mr. Ritchie. Thank you. That's your 3 minutes. Thank you. Richard Albright. Charles here, you're up next.
I'm Richard Avritch, 60 Michigan Avenue, Bristol. Good evening. We were given a great picture of what would happen downtown. When push came to shove, private equity told us the plan was not viable, so enough private financing was not available. That's strike one. Goodman Marks Associates was contracted to appraise the proposal. They reported it would result in a negative $34,200,000 cost. That's strike two. Goldman and York Property Advisors were contracted to evaluate the plan. They reported too great a risk of failure to move forward with rental housing. Strike three. Normally we say 3 strikes and you're out, but not for Depot Square. Again, nobody is really telling us why. We do get insults, but we don't get answers. But the push to continue goes on. Has anybody bothered to take a meaningful poll to find out if the citizens are really willing to accept the tax increases that this was related to this proposal? Of course, Renaissance Downtown tells us how they know better than the private equity market and the 2 private appraisers. I know I'm being a bit cynical, but I note that the only positive opinion seems to be from people who just happen to be in line to make money on their plan. If the generalities we heard tonight were so accurate, why can't we get more private equity funding? I keep hearing development, economic development, but in fact, the requests keep going to housing. subsidized housing. We are being asked to approve $6 million subsidy for the first building, $12 million for Plan B. And of course, nothing is being said about tax subsidies for buildings 18 through 20. How many additional independent appraisers do we need to tell us that this plan is a bottomless money pit leading to tax increase after tax increase? Are you really warning your constituents about these potential tax increases? Don't be afraid to let the citizens approve or disapprove a project with such serious potential taxes. The collective wisdom of citizens has been far more successful in predicting what is good for the people than that of a committee. Don't imply that the citizens are stupid. I'm not happy that the decision has been delayed so you can say it's too late to put it on the November ballot. So hold a special vote if necessary, or wait till the next regular election. After all the time already taken, take the time to get it right. If you are against putting the plan on the ballot as a binding resolution, as I believe the state law requires under Connecticut Development Act, then I believe it's because you fear the people would vote against it. I ask for a roll call vote on this issue so the citizens will clearly see how each member voted. And remember, you were elected to represent us, not dictate to us. Thank you.